As I close this chapter, I leave with a full heart and immense pride. Mark Twain is quoted saying, "The two most important days of your life are the day that you're born and the day that you find out why." Thank you for allowing me to be part of something so meaningful. It has been a pleasure to serve as your fire chief. Stay safe, stay strong, and please continue to take care of each other. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to The Perch from the Wyoming Tribune-Eagle. I'm Noah Zahn, your local government reporter here. On Thursday, a change of command ceremony was held for the new chief of Cheyenne Fire Rescue, Andrew Dykshorn. Andrew Dykshorn will be taking over for Chief John Kopper, who will be retiring at the end of the month after holding the position for 4.5 years. This week on The Perch, we're sharing a conversation that our new local government reporter, Alyssa Tolman, had with the new fire chief, Andrew Dykshorn, as well as sharing Chief John Kopper's words he shared during the change of command ceremony. First, here's Alyssa with Andrew Dykshorn.
First, how long have you been with the Cheyenne Fire Rescue in total?
Yeah, so I started here in 2001, so just over 24 years now. So since February of 2001, I've been with CFR.
Awesome. And where did you start? What position?
So when I first started in 2001, I started as firefighter.
Firefighter.
So that's where most people start in our organization, and they work their way up through the various ranks we have of engineer and lieutenant and battalion chief. Yeah.
And you did that? You worked your way up?
I did. Yes, I did. I did some time in the training division and our emergency medical services division as well over the years. But yes, I was a battalion chief for about 7 years, and then I became division chief of operations, which then I moved into this deputy chief role, which I've been in since February of 23.
Okay. And you haven't officially taken over as chief yet, right? You're waiting until Chief Kopper retires at the end of this month, or has he already retired?
Correct. No, he's retiring June 30th, so I'll take over July 1st. Yeah, it's effective July 1st.
Awesome. What's kind of your educational and training background?
So I have a bachelor's degree in fire administration. I have an associate's degree in paramedicine. And then training-wise, we have obviously a lot of different certification levels for the fire officer ranks, I would say. So I'm at a 3 currently, and I will be getting my fire officer 4 done. I went through the executive fire officer program from the National Fire Academy and finished that up in 2022. That's a 4-year master's program without getting an actual master's. It's a master's in the fire service, at least. It's the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
So I and then just the basic, medical training, fire training. I've been the administrator for Regional Response Team 7 for quite some time now, which is our hazardous materials team that is called up at the state level. So I've been a hazmat tech for a little over 12 years.
Okay, cool. That's a lot.
What else? Yeah, so, yeah.
Awesome. And then I was at the city council meeting on Monday night where they officially appointed you, and Mayor Collins said something about how Chief Kopper has been, I think he said, training you for the past 3 years. Was he training you to be the next chief? Has this been in the works for 3 years?
No, not necessarily 3 years. Just mentorship is the word he used.
Okay.
But Chief Kopper, definitely brought me into the succession plan, which was kind of the point of the deputy chief rank coming into play, so that we just had that continual growth for our people, and there would be smoother transition. Chief Kopper's a wonderful human being, and absolutely brought me along to kind of give me the inner workings of the city at the fire chief level, and while I still helped with everything on the internal side of our fire department. So
yeah. And so how does the fire chief position differ from deputy chief?
So I tend to, I guess, describe it as the deputy chief really worries about the internal workings of the fire department and, planning, HR, legal, a little bit of finance, where, the chief level kind of has an external, more community-wide focus, I would say. We both would obviously collaborate across various realms and organizations in the community. But yeah, the chief definitely has a lot more on the, what I would say the budgeting side, the external stakeholder approach, working with other public safety agencies, law enforcement, other fire districts, all of that stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. So Mayor Collins also said something about how he nominated you for the position. Was that kind of the entire process to get you there, or did you have to apply or interview, or were you just kind of nominated and you're like, yeah, I accept this, and then you got it?
Yeah, so it's an appointment by the mayor appoints all the directors by code. That's what he does. Mm-hmm. So he did sit me down and we had an interview about that. Since I'm already a city employee, I didn't necessarily have to apply.
Right.
They've worked some stuff obviously in the background, but yeah, I didn't have to go through like that official application process because we sat down and had an interview, and yes, he offered that appointment to me.
So, and then why did you, I guess if he offered it to you, why did you decide that this is something you wanted to do?
Well, first and foremost, if you know me, I love to learn, and I love to always improve myself, and seeing that other side and having some confidence that I could help and make a difference, and increase our influence and circle in the communities, and kind of make even more leaps and bounds than we have with Chief Kopper's leadership. Mm-hmm. He's done such a tremendous job for us, and I just want to see that momentum, to continue to move forward for our fire department. We've obviously built new stations. We've got new trucks in place. We got the nod for, accreditation, which was a pretty major deal for us. So I really want to cement a lot of that stuff into our organization, and then see where else, we can help out in the community, and where else we need to grow as a fire department.
Now, here's Cheyenne Fire Rescue Chief John Kopper speaking at the change of command ceremony held Thursday afternoon.
I knew this day would be both exciting and difficult. I just didn't realize how much. I'm incredibly proud and humbled to stand before you today as we participate in this tradition that honors service, transition, renewed commitment, and organizational excitement. It has truly been a pleasure to serve as your fire chief for the past 4.5 years. This journey has brought its share of challenges, excitement, and even sadness at times. But above all, it's been rewarding beyond all measures. Someone once said, feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it to someone. You rob the feeling of purpose for yourself and the intended recipient. A simple thank you just doesn't seem enough. So I'm going to give my best shot. There are several people and groups I'd like to express my gratitude for. As we all know, it takes a team, a community, to foster success and growth in any organization. I'd like to start off with the community. Thank you for your past and your continued support of fire service-related initiatives within our city and our county. Your approvals of measures like the continuation of the 5th penny sales tax for operational funding and the 6th penny special purpose tax for adding new additional apparatus and 3 new fire stations is both unprecedented and deeply appreciated. Your trust and investment have made a lasting impact on public safety in Cheyenne for decades to come. Thank you. To our response partners, fire, law enforcement, EMS, dispatch, support agencies across this great community, thank you for your support during major events, shared training, and collaborative planning efforts. We're fortunate to live in a community that embraces teamwork and coordination in times of need. Your professionalism and dedication are evident every day in your compassion and willingness to go the extra mile to serve the citizens of Cheyenne and Laramie County. Thank you for your commitment and service. To city employees and department directors, Thank you for your collaboration and always putting the needs of our city first. Your support, dedication, and friendship have meant so much to me. Keep up the good fight. I will definitely miss the collaboration and camaraderie we share daily. To the governing body, thank you for your commitment to the health and safety of both our citizens and our firefighters. Your leadership has led to significant improvements in infrastructure, legislation, and benefits for our team. Public safety has remained a priority because of your support and dedication to our members. Thank you for your service and support to our community and organization. To Mayor Collins, thank you for taking a chance on me nearly 5 years ago. Someone who may not have seemed like the typical choice. Your mentorship, support, and friendship have meant the world to me. You stood beside us through difficult decisions. You've shared in our accomplishments and helped celebrate many milestones. Every year you joined us to recognize our own members during awards and promotion ceremonies, pinning badges that symbolize their commitment to service. Today I'd like to do something to my knowledge that's never been done before. If I could have Judy Collins please come up. I knew there would be a couple surprises. So Mayor Collins, in recognition of your unwavering support for Cheyenne Fire Rescue, it is my great honor to present you with your own department badge. To those I've previously served with or worked with, that I lovingly call the OG, thank you for your unwavering friendships over the years. Thank you for your mentorship, coaching, listening, counseling, advice, and always holding me accountable. I look forward to spending more time catching up, playing golf, fishing, and reminiscing about the good old days. To the men and women of Cheyenne Fire Rescue, past and present, serving as your chief has been an honor of a lifetime. Thank you for your resilience, your professionalism, and your commitment to excellence. Your passion for the job is evident in everything that you do. It inspires everyone around you. I'm proud of your achievements and your work ethic. You are the envy of this community, and I'm deeply grateful for your dedication to keeping our families safe. Keeping our community safe doesn't happen without you, the men and women of Cheyenne Fire Rescue, and your families. To Andrew and his family, thank you for stepping into this responsibility to serve. Lead with pride and humility, as I know you will. You've already done amazing things for our organization, and I'm confident you'll do even more. I'm proud of the accomplishments you've helped bring to reality, and I'm excited to watch your journey moving forward. Congratulations. To my family, thank you for your endless support, your sacrifice, your strength. I've said this at every retirement ceremony that I've ever officiated. We all know that this career can be difficult on the individual, but it's even harder on the ones that we love. Missed birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, major milestones, sporting events. The only thing I can guarantee is that I'll miss them no more. And I could not have done this without you. Your love and support have made me stronger and has directly contributed to my success all these years. My only goal moving forward is to be the best husband, partner, travel buddy, dad, and poppy. Thank you. As I close this chapter, I leave with a full heart and immense pride. Mark Twain is quoted saying, "The two most important days of your life are the day that you're born and the day that you find out why." Thank you for allowing me to be part of something so meaningful. It has been a pleasure to serve as your fire chief. Stay safe, stay strong, and please continue to take care of each other. Thank you.
Chief Kopper's final day in the position will be Monday, the last day of the month, and Andrew Dykshorn will assume the role the following day. Now, here's Taylor Staples, our arts and entertainment reporter, to bring us a roundup of some of the upcoming events in Cheyenne and Laramie County this week.
On Friday, June 27th, there will be a dementia caregiver support group meeting from 2 to 3 p.m. at the library, as well as a showing of Dog Man from 2 to 4 p.m. also at the library. Then, Fridays on the Plaza will commence with Midnight Star and opener DJ Sammy G beginning at 6 p.m. at the Cheyenne Depot Plaza. Also, the first night of the first session of Youth Summer Stock is tonight. They'll be performing Diary of a Wimpy Kid at 7 p.m. at the Mary Godfrey Playhouse. And finally, Saw the Musical, an unauthorized parody of Saw, will play from 7 to 11 p.m. at the Lincoln. On Saturday, June 28th, the first day of the Sherman Hill Model Train Show is happening from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Event Center at Archer. Then there's an Operation Zero Veteran Suicide Prevention Pool Tournament starting at 10 a.m. at the Peppermill Bar. Also, Super Day and Tour de Prairie are today, with most events taking place from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Lions Park, and Tour de Prairie starting even earlier at 6:30 a.m. Then, the summer movie series at the Cats and Coffee Connection Cat Cafe will play The Parent Trap from 7 to 9 p.m. Saturday is also the second day of Youth Summer Stock's Diary of a Wimpy Kid, playing at 7 p.m. at the Mary Godfrey Playhouse. Finally, the Fabulous Thunderbirds will perform a concert at 8 p.m. at the Lincoln. On Sunday, June 29th, there's day 2 of the Sherman Hill Model Train Show, and it will be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Event Center at Archer. Then, Meowingo, or Cat Bingo, will be hosted from 1 to 3 p.m. at Cats and Coffee Connections. And the final showing of Youth Summer Stock's Diary of a Wimpy Kid will be at 2 p.m. at the Mary Godfrey Playhouse. On Tuesday, July 1st, the Lavender Ink Comics Club will meet from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Cheyenne Creativity Center, and the Cheyenne City Band will perform their military music concert at 7 p.m. at the Lions Park Amphitheater. On Wednesday, July 2nd, there will be a chair yoga and poetry event from 11 to 11:40 a.m. at the library, as well as a volunteers meeting from 3 to 5 p.m. also at the library. Then, the Civic Season Festival will kick off at 5:30 p.m. at the Wyoming State Museum. Finally, on Thursday, July 3rd, the Teen Writing Club will meet from 4 to 5 p.m. at the library, and people can learn about Gear Up Wyoming, a federally funded program that supports income-eligible students in 7th through 12th grade from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the library. For more events, go to wyomingnews.com.
Now, here's a quick recap of some of our top stories and headlines from the past week. The owner of a local crop dusting service was the victim of a fatal shooting west of Pine Bluffs Wednesday afternoon. The victim was 52-year-old Kevin Heffley, who was pronounced dead at the scene. The Laramie County Sheriff's Office has not yet released the identity of the shooting suspect. Wyoming faces a critical decline in the number of firefighters across the state, with special fire districts struggling to recruit and retain personnel, according to expert testimony. The first day of the legislature's Joint Appropriations Committee 2-day meeting in Gillette was dedicated to wildfire funding following a historic wildfire season last year. And finally, after pleading not guilty in March, Cheryl Shannon will likely soon change her plea to theft and forgery charges against the Veterans of Foreign Wars Auxiliary 1881 and disabled American veterans, after a plea agreement was offered by the state of Wyoming. The agreement requires the former secretary to plead guilty to 2 charges of theft and 1 charge of forgery, and pay restitution to the victims of her alleged crimes. It also requires Shannon to waive her right to a preliminary hearing, which she has already done. And before we close out today, I want to take a quick moment to thank Hannah Shields, our state government reporter, for her work at the Wyoming Tribune-Eagle over the past nearly 2 years, as her last day is today, Friday, before heading to Kalispell, Montana, to work as a city government reporter there. And on the theme of change of command, I will be assuming Hannah's role as state government reporter, and Alyssa, who you just heard from and who interned with us last summer, will be taking my current position of local government reporter. And that's all for this week's episode of The Perch. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to check back next Friday for more.